it's not impossible, alright? It's not easy, but it's also possible. Many people think that if your team sucks or whatever, that they're gonna bring you down too, and that there's nothing that you can do about it. Absolutely nothing, even if you're actually better than them. And I'm here to tell you today that that is extremely wrong. You cannot be any wronger, right? If that's even a word. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into this. So first off, before anything, before we get into these tips to overcome teammates or to carry your teammates, you need to understand why your squad is doing so bad. This is your squad, not your team, your squad. You need to understand why your squad is doing so bad. So this is how you're going to get the idea for how your team might be doing, right? Why they might be doing really bad. It's important, it's extremely important to understand this because you, the only smart player on your team, needs to be able to act accordingly, right? So it's usually one of two things. Your teammates have low skill, or two, your enemies have high skill. So what defines skill in the Battlefield franchise? What is a skillful player? Well, the ability to get shots on target, the ability to communicate, the ability to position yourself in a strategic fashion, the ability to balance out the different classes being used within the team. All these things, they all make for a skilled player in a team. So figure out if the problem is that the enemy is highly skilled or if your team is just low skill, right? Knowing this is always a plus for the tips that are upcoming right now. So now that we got that out of the way, now that you know all that, let's go ahead and get into these tips here to help you carry your team or overcome bad teammates. Now, number one, make a try-hard class, and this is extremely important. I know that a lot of people don't like try-hards and stuff like that, but dude, if you need to carry your team, you need to be a force to be reckoned with. You absolutely have to. It's mandatory. So make yourself that, right? For example, personally, I'm a beast at quickscoping. I think so. And I can actually do kill streaks. I can get kill streaks easier while quickscoping than with any other gun or any other playstyle. That's just me though. So you need to figure out what works for you. What I found to be the second best option for me is the assault class, assault rifle, submachine guns, man. That is what I need to be using. For if I'm not using a sniper and I want to be a tryhard, I need to be using assault rifles. But maybe that is actually true for you guys as well. Definitely try out the assault rifles. I definitely use them sometimes as well, although I do prefer sniping. But dude, number two, you need to communicate a plan with your squad members. Now, even if they don't have mics in, right? If they don't have mics in, they can still hear you and they may want to cooperate. So do anything you can to communicate your next move. The thing is, my dude, that it's actually easier for your squad to carry your whole team than it is for you to do so. So if you can get your squad to help you, that would really help. The thing is that you can still do it yourself. You can still help your team and still carry your whole team, all 32 of them, but it's extremely difficult and you really gotta be smart and you gotta be really good as well. I do admit it is hard. Your squad, you kind of need your squad for this. So moving on to tip number 3, improve your situational awareness. And ooh, this is a real big one, right? You gotta know this one. Basically, it's knowing where your enemy is around you as well as your own teammates. Like just knowing, being situationally aware, having shooter awareness, knowing where people are around you, right? And I have a video on that, so you know, if you want to check that out, top eye, man, on the right, you can actually get that, and I go in depth about how to be situationally aware. But here, I'm going to just generally tell you guys, you need to spot. That's the first tip here. You need to spot, and you also need to use your radar like as if your life depended on it. Basically, that's it. You know, it's just covering the surface. There's a lot more that goes into it, but I already made a video on that, so I'm not going to go too in depth with that. You can always click the eye on the top right, like I said, so that you can go to that video. Anyway, number 4, this will be the last tip. If you see a teammate doing something stupid, alright, use him as bait. Now, only do this if the teammate is being a noob though, alright? If he's not being a noob, you gotta help him, alright? Don't just like, don't use him as a shield if he's not a noob. Now, if he's doing something stupid, like if he's shooting at the clouds or some shit, alright, then you're gonna want to actually use him as bait, use them to fish out, you know, any enemies that are in the area, out of windows, whatever, man. Use them as bait. That is how you will actually stay alive, and you have to stay alive, right? If you're gonna be carrying your team, you need to be a killing machine, and you need to stay alive. That is just the reality, and I hate to say that because this is Battlefield. You know, Battlefield has never been about killing. It's never been about getting kills. It's been about capping objectives and just, you know, PTFO. The thing is that if you're going to be carrying your whole team, you do need to live longer. Alright, you can't be dying all the time. So that'll pretty much cover it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more daily Battlefield 1 tips like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.